Bonjour, bon dia. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure for me to give you a short introduction to the International Hydrographic Organization throughout the theme of the World Hydrography Day, our seas and waterways yet to be fully charted and explored. The World Hydrography Day was adopted by the General Assembly of the United Nations in 2005. It is celebrated every year on the 21st of June. So be aware, every year we compete with the Fête de la Musique and the Music Fest, but we progress. Let's start with a fact, a shared reality, I would say. As you know, as long as you conduct activities at sea, under the sea, in the water column, over the seabed, you need data. And data for decision-making process, you need authoritative data. When I say authoritative, you need a trusted source of information, standards for interoperability, foundation data, and also level of confidence for this data. So for every activity, search and rescue, oil spills, wind farms, oil and gas production, etc., you need data. So I will come back to these later. How do we achieve this within the International Hydrographic Organization? We have 84 member states to ensure that the worlds and seas, oceans are adequately surveyed. Of course, the primary goal is nautical charting, but it's not only. We also want, all the hydrographic offices around the world want to make available standardized geospatial maritime information. And I take this slide intentionally. You recall the sad event of the search of the flight Air France 447. What we started with, thanks to the extensive surveys made by Ifremer and the French Hydrographic Service, we started by mapping the area of the crash. And then Woods Hole came with AUVs to have a high-resolution bathymetry and side scan of the areas to discover the debris. So information is always missing when you have to make decisions. Some statistics, because one of the questions which comes very often to the International Hydrographic Organization is, but isn't it all done, mapped, charted yet? I can go to the supermarket and have my iPhone and have the maps and the charts on my iPhone. Yes, but let's have a look into some statistics. For the oceans, deep oceans, when the depths are more than 200 meters, the statistics we have in the database in the IHO, the name of which is C55, working with a center in Boulder, Colorado, is that less than 10% of the oceans around the world are adequately surveyed. We always say that the Moon and the planet Mars are more, we have more resolution of the maps of these planets. The situation is not better for coastal waters. And of course, our activities at sea start with the coastal waters. You have some figures here. I don't go through these figures, but polar regions are very critical. And we have a lot of passenger ships in these hostile regions navigating all around the year. Even in our modern continent, coastal states, we have some areas which are not adequately surveyed according to the new IHO standards and requirements for activities at seas. So, of course, we work across the Atlantic in cooperation with a lot of hydrographic offices from NOAA, from the CHS in Canada, with South Africa, throughout the International Hydrographic Organization. In Africa, I have some experience in Africa. Here you have a slide showing our colleague from Brazil. I put it intentionally, of course, installing a tide gauge in the Amazon River. It's very complicated to conduct surveys in these areas. So the main goals of the IHO are to setting international standards for nautical chartings, capacity building for developing countries, especially in remote areas, small state islands in the Pacific, in Africa, of course, And of course, we have a network of regional cooperation activities. How we do this? This organization is mature because we started in 1921. The secretariat is hosted by Monaco, so it's quite efficient. We have a meeting every year, every 2 years across the regional hydrographic commission. You see the oceans are divided into 16 boxes, and we meet all the coastal states every year or 2 years to bridge gaps, to assess the situation in terms of surveys, in terms of charting, in terms of setting up hydrographic services in these coastal states. As far as the Atlantic is concerned, we have the Eastern Atlantic Hydrographic Commission from France to Congo, the US-Canada Hydrographic Commission, the Mesoamerican Hydrographic Commission. So we know all the coastal states, not only the members who are IHO members. So it's quite efficient. We also cooperate with a lot of international organizations, but not only. We also have projects with for instance, the International Association of Oil and Gas Production, JECOM or GC, to make sure that when we provide data, products, they are usable, interoperable in the different areas. How does it work with the European Commission? We have a memorandum of understanding since April 2012, which was signed by Commissioner Maria Damanaki. We have links mainly with DG Mare, I would say, and we should maybe improve the situation with DG RA. We have a lot of hydrographic services who have participated in the EMOTNet project, of course. And also we are looking forward to the results of the call for tender for coastal mapping, which will come very soon. As a conclusion, I would say that hydrography is obviously much more than nautical charts. We need to have a shared vision of the situation, which is not as good as you may think. But please believe me, there is an existing operational framework within the IHO that you should use to improve the situation across the Atlantic and much beyond. It's operational, and we all want in the hydrographic office to make the blue growth, the blue economy, and this data a sustainable reality. And finally, to mirror Maury's quote, I would say another quote from Alexander Pope, which says, who said, I think in the 18th century, "And cease but join the regions they divide." Thank you.